Hello, everybody. Welcome back to That's Life podcast. I'm your host, Abby Luckett, and life has a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and many in-betweens, but the thing that remains consistent is our God. So let's see what we talk about today. The female brain is one that can sometimes be a little bit confusing, I must say. And something I've learned in marriage is that being married to a male specimen, I find how easily I can overcomplicate things. And back when I think about when I was dating, there were so many questions that I had that I just didn't know who to ask. I didn't know where to turn. Truly, I was, alas, at a loss. And so that is why today I have brought on my wonderful husband, Ryan Evan Luckett, to answer the questions that all females of this generation have been wondering, for you to give the end-all be-all answer. That is a blanket 100% correct statement for each and every question that we are about to answer to represent the male species. How do you feel about that?
Well, first off, I just want to say the podcast intro has changed since last time I've been on.
It
Abby
really
has become a storyteller on here.
What can I say?
She's doing a great job and it sounds amazing.
Thanks,
But
King.
for some reason, when the camera turned on, I just expected to hear, "Hello, everybody. Welcome back to That's Life podcast. I'm your host, Abby Luckett, and with me today is Ryan Luckett." And it's just not that way anymore.
It's not like that anymore because you have to start with a hook.
There you go. And I like that, but
thank you.
I just wasn't what I was expecting. You kind of like threw me off my toes a little bit.
I know.
And I was like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
Well, it's like you're a guest. You don't know what to expect.
I feel like a guest, even though I edit these every single week. It's good to be back in front of the camera, though. I'm happy to be back.
Let's be honest. Do you listen to the podcasts as you edit them, or do you just edit what you know you need to edit? I
edit parts of it or listen to parts of it while I'm editing because I'm listening for good things to post on the Instagram. So I'd probably listen to, I would say 20 to 30% of the podcast.
Okay. So you're getting like secondhand revelation from me is what you're saying.
I will say your podcast isn't necessarily for the guy.
I don't know if I would go that far.
Okay, it's not necessarily for the 26-year-old male that loves sports.
Yeah, well, duh, it's not a sports podcast. I know nothing about sports.
What I'm saying is you are geared towards you got the girlies here.
Okay, well, there's only so much I can do when it's just a girl.
It's not a bad thing. You've got your community, and it's just not too
if you're
many
a
guys
guy and you
here.
listen to this podcast, comment down below and represent the males.
Please do.
I do think, like, I've seen our analytics. We have plenty of guy listeners.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
So,
sorry to my 8 guys that are listening.
There's not 8 guys. There's at least 10. All right?
Double digits. Sorry.
Where have you been? What have you been doing? Why are you not with me every single week? Why did you ditch me?
So we got to throw it back. The last time I did a podcast was whenever I was dealing with all of my like migraine and super bad anxiety.
Yeah, if you're new, Ryan had some pretty bad like heart pressure, migraine, back
pressure.
Whatever is it called? What is it called?
Blood pressure.
Oh, blood pressure.
Didn't have any heart problems.
His spine was hurting. His neck was hurting. He couldn't eat. He couldn't work out. Like, we didn't know what was wrong. He got on some medicine and now he's all good. But for a while, we were not okay.
And that's whenever Abby and I weren't even married yet. And that's whenever I was doing the podcast. And then I took a little bit of a break because I couldn't sit in a room for an hour and talk. It was that bad. And
King had to focus on his health.
I did have to focus on my health. But then Abby stopped the podcast once we got heavy into marriage stuff, or I guess wedding stuff. And then we were in Hawaii for a month and a half, so the podcast wasn't there. And then when we got back, it just became That's Life podcast with Abby Luckett.
Yeah,
I was working a lot.
Ryan was working a lot, and now that he works for me, I can make him come on here as part of his contractual duties.
Well, here's the thing: is every week, pretty much, I'd be like, "Hey, Abby, if you ever need a guest or you want a guest on there,"
you would not say that every week.
Okay, probably every other week. Yeah.
You wouldn't say it every week.
Probably every other week.
Maybe I just wasn't listening.
I would just say stuff like, yeah, if you want me to hop on, make it, change it up a little bit. And I'd be like, yeah, that sounds great. And then nothing.
I'm kind of trying to change the subject on purpose.
Okay.
This is our first podcast married. This is the first podcast of you and me being married that we've ever done.
What?
Yeah.
We didn't do one post Hawaii?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. We've
Holy
done
crap.
question and answers on our like Instagram and stuff.
We didn't do like a We're Married podcast?
No.
Wow.
It's just been me.
Check that ring on my finger
Yeah,
if you're watching on YouTube.
got that ring. I got that double band. Let's go.
Wow, that's so exciting.
Marriage has been great.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
It's super fun. I feel like I share a lot about how I feel about marriage, but how do you feel about marriage?
Oh, it's It's the best gift ever. And
stop it.
I feel like the sanctification process of marriage is such a like beautiful picture of just like the life of Jesus and like how we're supposed to live in our relationship with God. And there's so many like direct parallels of your walk with God and how that's supposed to look directly correlates to your relationship with your wife or your relationship with your spouse and how that's supposed to look.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, but it's the best thing ever. We have so much fun. There's been a lot of changes too.
Yeah.
I was working a full-time job and we were
gonna move to Austin.
About to move to Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
And we completely flipped the switch and it's been a big change for both of us now working together, but it's been the best change.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like we finally found a good rhythm and a good groove.
Yeah.
Like it was change after change after change. We got married and then we lived in Hawaii and then we came back and then we were going to move and then we decided not to move and then you quit your job and it's like, okay, finally we're establishing a rhythm. We're working together. Things are really great. And now we're about to pick up and leave again for the next 8 months of going places and doing things. And
but that type of travel is different though, because the thought of just getting up and uprooting your entire life and moving somewhere completely new is a way different feeling than, okay, we're traveling for a trip or for something like a marathon, but we know we're coming back to our home. That's a lot different feeling than...
And it's our home.
Yeah, it's our home.
It's ours.
Yeah,
that's
our
so
home.
Crazy. We just decorated for Christmas too, so it really feels extra cozy here.
Yeah, we're staring at a tree right now that used to be an old
we're not very
apartment
festive behind us though in the podcast studio.
This podcast background is an eyesore.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Which Ryan can say that because he's the one that did it.
Yeah,
sorry,
it's
not
bad.
to throw you under
I didn't
the bus.
do a good job, and I don't feel great about it.
But you know what? That's okay. It just means that there's room for improvement.
Lots of room. If you have any thoughts of what needs to go back here, the only thing is don't comment, you need a painting back there. I guess we could do a painting now because we don't do a huge ring light in here.
Yeah, why would a painting be bad?
Because we used to say, oh, we can't do any paintings back there because of the ring light.
What? Oh, because it was like reflecting?
Yeah.
This is boring them. They don't care about this stuff.
Sorry.
All right, so we put out a question box of questions that girls wanted to ask guys. Ryan and I have kind of peeked, but we haven't really like gone in depth of reading these questions. And so I am going to pick and choose my favorites. We're going to start off with a light one. Is wearing makeup better or worse?
Better or worse? I don't think it's really either or, in my opinion. I feel like I enjoy, there's times for it and there's times for not. I feel like, I think if you have to be all dolled up and having all this makeup on every time you spend time with your person, then I feel like that probably could be, I guess, just maybe unattractive to the guy or might turn them like the other way. But I think makeup's great. I love fashion. I love wearing clothes, just like girls like dressing up and putting on makeup. I don't see like a huge difference between the two. I
honestly just think it's about intention. I feel like you, personally speaking, wouldn't necessarily notice a big difference in like how I act, whether I have makeup on or off. Like you just love me for me as a person, and yes, you're attracted to me looks wise, but that doesn't change your affection levels and how you treat me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like for the girl's perspective, it's just all about intention. Like no guy is going to want you to feel like you have to wear makeup to be around him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was meaning.
Yeah, but if you want to wear makeup, he'll want you to wear makeup because he knows you want to. Like a guy just wants you to feel comfortable to do what you want to do and be who you want to be, like around them. Like Ryan and I go on a date night once a week and I put on makeup and he wears a nice outfit, I wear a nice outfit, but I don't wear makeup because I feel like I have to wear the makeup to look good. I just wear the makeup because I want to be presentable, and he says I look beautiful with makeup and without makeup, but he knows like I want to put on makeup in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you wear makeup or you don't wear makeup like 80 to 90% of the time.
Yeah.
And you look great literally all the time.
Thank you. Yeah. Love you. Same with you. Yeah. Are you going to let me do your makeup one day?
No.
Okay.
No.
Next. What do you want for Christmas and birthdays?
Oh, that's a great question.
That is a great question.
So this is a girl asking like, what do guys want for...
what do you get a guy for a gift?
Yeah. Well, it can be a lot of different things, and it obviously depends on their interest. I would say the first thing for guys is not such like a more physical or tangible gift, but it's more of like an event. So it could be a sports event. If you have a pro sports team that they like around you or a college sports team around you that they like, it could be something like that, or it could be like a concert that they like. Those sorts of things I feel like guys tend to like more than a shirt or, I don't know, something silly. But another thing that I feel like guys really, really like is when girls have super like intentional gifts. So not so much like, oh, I ordered this, I'm going to wrap it, but like a thoughtful letter, I feel like goes a long way for guys. That is something, especially if you're, kind of balling on a budget, like a really thoughtful letter. And Abby does like crafts and stuff, so she'll kind of whip something up. And I always appreciate those more because it takes a lot more time than just, hey, what do you want? Okay, I'm going to order this and get it for you.
There are a lot of factors too, like relationship wise. I would get Ryan a different gift now that we're married as opposed to when we were engaged, as opposed to when we were dating. Like when, like now that we're married, we go on trips. Like that's our form of gift giving. We're like, okay, let's just go on a trip. But I would not suggest going on a trip with your boyfriend or girlfriend. If that's like, you know what I mean? There's those lines and those boundaries there. Yeah. I also think too, like you have to pay attention to that person's love language. Like if you love receiving gifts, make sure to check with your partner or your person of what their love language is. Because a letter is so sweet. And I think if anyone received a letter, it'd be great. But if their love language is acts of service, then maybe like cleaning their house for them or something might mean a little bit more, but it isn't as like cutesy as a gift, I guess. So
I would say write down think about it this way. And I think this is the easiest way to give somebody a gift. And I've done this before. Write down their 5 favorite things that they like. And if you can't figure it out, you're like, I can only pick like 2. Ask them. Like, what is... Like, in just like a random conversation. Don't be like, oh, this is for Christmas. But write down their 5 favorite things they like to do. And then start putting gifts around those 5 things. And then pick a couple. Yeah.
Okay, this one's a little bit more serious. How do you know if a girl is going to be your future wife? Like, when is that decision made?
That's a great question. Future wife, I feel like that, especially in Christian culture, you and I talked about this, or did you talk about this on a recent podcast or something? I feel like there's a ton of pressure.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, there's a ton of pressure to figure out whether or not they're your future husband or wife. And Abby, made a good point on a recent podcast about like, just go on a date and see if you just like them as a person. Especially if, they can always be a friend and you can make those dates very, very pressure free. If you're just like, hey, we're going on a date. Yes, it is a little bit more because it's a date. I put that in air quotes. But you can treat it as if you guys are friends.
And Ryan's talking about when you go on a first date or when you first meet this person.
Yeah, the first couple dates.
Like if you've been together for 3-4 months, I wouldn't treat your dates as just dates.
Exactly. And I'm gonna get there. Yeah. I just mean the beginning stages. I feel like there is always pressure. Like, oh my gosh, are they my husband or my wife? First off, most guys don't think like that. I feel like that's a girl thought or.
I would say most girls that I talk to, most Christian girls, I guess I should say, feel this pressure of like, well, I don't want to waste my time and I don't want to, go back into old habits or bad habits that I did with other guys. And I just want my last boyfriend or girlfriend to be my husband.
Yeah. And so there's a couple things. That's a great point. There's a couple things that I feel like, and one is time. So you need to spend enough time with that person to know if they would be a suitable spouse. So you guys need to get into some arguments. Like, you guys need to get deep enough to where you get into enough arguments or like, this is how they handle conflict. Do they handle it well? Do they handle it poorly? Do I enjoy being with them? Do I long for them when I'm away from them? Like, do I want to continue hanging out with them? Do we have fun together? Those are really important. The most important...
I was just going to add on the argument thing. Because before I met you, I thought arguments were full-blown fights, yelling at each other. And now I know conflict is healthy, but it's not a... Right. Like, that's, I guess, like when I would hear people say that. Like, you guys are going to get in fights. Like, you need to know how you handle conflict. And I was like, we don't yell at each other. Like... Do I need to create a problem? Like,
do I need to yell at Ryan?
Like, is something wrong because we're just not having problems? But then things arise where it's, conflict or we have differing opinions. But I think a healthy argument is not yelling at each other. I mean, maybe you can be passionate and raise your voice and whatever, but there is a beauty to conflict that I just wanted to add in there. If anyone heard that, Ryan's not being like, get in a fight, go, like, rah. Yeah. It's just, how do you deal with differing opinions and differing views? Yes. If you are not a surface level couple, you're going to have those things. Like, you're going to be different. And maybe you guys agree on a lot of things. I've never met a couple who agrees on everything.
Abby and I probably disagree on more things than we agree on. Well, not as much anymore, but
because we're married.
Yeah, and we just
And I wear I'm just kidding. I don't wear the pants.
Oh, you're
I would actually
hilarious.
say you wear the pants probably, but
Yeah.
that's a side conversation anyways.
No. And then another thing I was going to say, and the reason you need to spend enough time with them is because the Bible talks about this. I don't remember what book is. You need to know what their friends and family say about them. They need to they need to have a reputation.
Well, it talks about in the Bible, like, can tell like the tree by what fruit it bears.
Yeah,
or
and
you can tell,
Jesus
like,
talks about that in Matthew on a sermon. He's talking about like, you will know them by their fruits.
Yeah.
You will know whether or not they are a follower of Jesus if they're surrendered to Jesus by their fruit. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that is so important. And it's not to say you need to date somebody that grew up in the church and has always had this great reputation. I didn't have that. And so many of my friends didn't have that. And so many amazing pastors didn't have that. I'm not saying that. What I mean by having a good reputation is they have number one, they've surrendered their life to Christ. You want to date somebody that is equally yoked as you and believes foundationally the same truths that you believe in. That's number one, obviously. And then number two, I feel like, is what do their friends and family say about them and how is their reputation? Like, that is so important. Mm-hmm. And then I think this person was asking, like, how do you know if they're your wife? So you've probably gotten past that stage if you're asking these questions. Do you feel like they would be a godly leader in your household? And that can be husband or wife. That doesn't have to be, I guess, they're asking me about a wife, I guess, right?
Yeah, but I mean, same thing.
Yeah, okay. So do they have the qualities of Christ? Are you compatible with them? Do you have fun hanging out with them? And don't take that so deeply. You don't have to be like talking nonstop 100% of the time, texting, I miss you, I love you, I need to see you, all that stuff. That's movie Hollywood stuff. And then number three is, do you see a future with them?
Yeah. I think sometimes we search for the one of like making the right or wrong decision. Like, is this the person God has for me? Is this the person that blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I could be married to probably a lot of people in this world.
Yeah.
Like, I could have chosen someone other than Ryan, but I didn't. I chose Ryan. He possessed all of those things. He was a suitable spouse, and God lined our paths up in his plan for us to meet each other. But God wasn't sitting there like, are you going to choose this person for your husband? Let me see if she's right or wrong. Let me see if she makes the right decision or not. Like, our God doesn't work like that.
To wrap that up, number one, are you equally yoked? Number two,
did you lose your train of thought?
Yeah.
Are they equally yoked? Are they a suitable spouse? Do they possess qualities?
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Number one, are they equally yoked? Number two, do they have the characteristics, or do they have godly characteristics? Are they pursuing holiness? Number three, what does their reputation say? And number four, like, do you enjoy being around them? Do you have fun with them? Are you guys, somewhat compatible? Mm-hmm. And I know that's not as easy as like just checking that off the list, but with time, you'll learn those things.
Yeah, you'll know. Girls, we have that thing in our gut, okay? You know if you're dating potential or not. Be real with yourself. This question I really like. How to signal we like you without giving it away?
Yeah, I think that's a really silly question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Well, what kind of sense does it make to like somebody and try and signal it, but I don't want you to really know, but I just want you to figure it out? I think that's kind of playing games. In my opinion. I'm sorry, but I think that is more...
Here's the thing. I think you're taking it very not the way that we actually feel it. Like, from a girl's perspective, I 100% get this, because I don't want to come up to you and say, I like you, because then that makes me extremely vulnerable. And it also comes off maybe a little bit like not... I don't know. I don't want to say hard to get. It's not like we're trying to play hard to get, but we don't want to come off like we'll just give you everything and just like, okay, I'm here and I like you. What are you going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. But my point being is, why can't you don't have to go up to him, and you can do it in a tasteful way. You don't have to go up to him and say, hey, I like you. Need you to ask me on a date now. But I feel like you can do it in a way that's like, hey, would love to hang out, like just you and I.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever say that.
Yeah, you couldn't?
No.
Yes, you could.
I don't think I could. I showed Ryan I liked him through my actions. But I think that even though I didn't realize that I was showing you signals that I liked you, you realized that I liked you because I was making plans to hang out with you or like doing things with you. I wasn't like planning a date. That was something important to me, was like I wanted the guy to pursue me. I wanted him to plan a specific date. But, Ryan and I were neighbors, and so we would hang out or we would spend time together and whatever. And through that, my actions showed him, whether it was like a touch on a shoulder or like a whatever, it was like, oh, this girl, you know, is kind of signaling that she likes me more than friends. Like, oh, she offered to give me a ride to wherever, or, you know, just little things here and there. I don't know. I just don't think I could ever come up to you and be like, I would love to hang out with you.
You don't have to say it like that.
That's literally what you just said.
I know, but you make it seem like it's so just direct. It's just like, it could be like, we should hang out sometime.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be so like huge and such a big deal. This is the pressure that girls put on themselves. They think they have to like, oh, this is going to be my husband. It's got to work out perfectly just how I want it. And I'm not saying this girl is saying that. And if I'm making light of a touchy subject, I do apologize. I have a tendency to be sarcastic, so I apologize. But I feel like if it's just, especially if it's someone you know, and if it's really hard for you to like make a comment like that, tell one of their friends tell one of your friends to like, hey, like you should ask her out on a date, or you should ask to hang out with her. Like, I think it would be beneficial.
Maybe you're viewing it from like an older person perspective, like college and up. I'm viewing it from like Abby in high school. Like Abby in high school and even college. I
don't think you should date in high school, so there's that.
Okay. Well,
I don't.
Even in college though, like I would say in my 20s, I'd be like, okay, I like am not messing around. Like I'm just going to go up to someone and tell them I want to go on a date with them or whatever. I just don't think I could do that in my younger years. And I don't know if that's like weird or what, but
ask a friend to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're the girl, the guy doesn't need to be asking a friend to go up to the girl. But if you're a girl and you're like, hey, I wish he'd ask me out on a date, go up to probably one of your friends. Because if you go up to one of his friends, especially if you're like 16, it could end in gossip, I feel like. Yeah. But I will say, if you're in the right circles, maybe not. But just go up to one of your friends and be like, hey, like put out the word that I would like to hang out with him. I feel like that would be easy.
That would be great. I'll tie the bow here. At the end of the day, girls, if he really likes you, he'll ask you out. And
whether that's through text, after you got done hanging out.
Hint, finger, Ryan. But that's the thing. He will. You not, quote unquote, making it obvious for him is not going to be the deciphering fact of him asking you out or not. And if it is, I would encourage you to stay away, because he's going to just be not pursuing you in the relationship. If you have to like pull at him to pursue you to start dating you, I feel like you're going to have to start pulling at him to continue to pursue you in the relationship.
Yeah. And I would say too, I'm not saying I'm the perfect guy by any means. It's not what I'm saying. But I was someone that got really, really nervous to ask Abby, or I have no game. So asking Abby out on a date was like scary. It was like Halloween night for me. So don't just lose hope because the guy hasn't asked you out on a date. He might be nervous. Girls are intimidating.
But that's when it comes into like, okay, like hint at it for him.
Try and hang out with him on your own.
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation.
It's tough to give a blanket advice too, because situations are so different. Like
I would say the easiest one is to like have your friend get involved.
Yeah, a friend. I think a friend.
Like your closest friend could just say something to him.
What do you look for most in a girl? Or did you? You ain't looking anymore.
No more looking.
No more looking for you.
I've already checked out. Can't go back in. Sam's Club got no membership.
You don't get to go back in. You don't want to go back in.
That's right.
It's not like you just can't.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to anymore.
I don't want to.
No. Ugh. Okay. Ugh. Tell the people.
What was the question again?
What do you look for most in a girl? Go back to like pre-Abby Ryan.
Yeah. Well, number one is, this probably feels repeated, but knowing that they love the Lord and seeing that. Like, I don't just want to go on a date with a girl and I'm still wondering if they love the Lord. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I want to be for sure. So, am I seeing them at church? Am I seeing them at my young adult group? Am I seeing them at my high school ministry? Are they around the church at all? Because that can tell you. It's not going to tell you if they are sold out for Jesus, because they might be having somebody dragging them there. But it could at least show some sort of evidence. Mm-hmm. And obviously, like, you know, prettiness. Like, I mean, Abby was gorgeous the first time I saw her. And I was like, wow, she's really pretty.
But I don't think you go out searching for that. You're not like, who's the prettiest girl?
Yeah.
I think just naturally inside of you was like, oh, she's pretty.
Yeah. I think
maybe you thought that. I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I mean, I think that's the number one thing is, okay, I know that she takes her faith very seriously. And then I feel like after that, it's very person to person. I really loved being around Abby, and I found her attractive because of her like bubbly, like really energetic energy. Never met a stranger. Her spirit was always so high, and I found that very attractive. Like I wanted to be around that, and it was, she's the type of person that like everybody's in a good mood whenever she's around because she's always just being goofy. But then she's also very pretty. Of course.
Okay. You're getting out the question now. It's silly. Okay, I have another really good question. Yeah. That was a good answer, though. How much does texting mean to you when you were dating throughout your years? Because I'll just give you the girl's perspective. It's like we take it real seriously. At least for me, like if you waited 30 minutes to respond to a text message, I would have to wait at least 30 minutes to respond back.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is absurd.
That's
the problem with today's society is we correlate love and how much we like somebody to time they take to respond to something.
I ditched that after a while. Once I like really got serious about dating biblically, I ditched that because I was like, what? Like it's simply just pride. It's like, oh, well, if you don't have the time for me, I don't have the time for you. Like, and it's like playing the game.
You want to be a little less interested than they are at all times. And that is
unattractive.
That's horrible mentality.
So I did ditch that, but that was me at one point in time.
That.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I deleted my Snapchat and did all this stuff. I was just like, I'm
not. Oh, you're so holy.
There's no point in it. Yeah,
Gosh.
I'm like awesome. Like seriously. So, but how much does texting mean to you?
It just depends on where you're at in the relationship. I think texting is great to a certain extent. What?
I thought you were just gonna leave it at that.
No, I think texting is great to a certain extent. But here's the thing is you're never going to fully know a person. It's the same thing with social media. You're never going to fully know somebody by the way they text you and by what they post on social media. You need to get to know them in person. Yeah. So yeah, it's great to text here and there because you're going to get to know them and know their personality, all that stuff, like funny. You're just spending time together through text. I get that. And I enjoyed that. Like I enjoyed texting back and forth with you, but it's not the end all be all. But I will say, if the guy is the type of guy to go on the date with you and then you don't hear back from him for 3 days, that's also a red flag. That's called being a player and ghosting.
I would say another red flag is if he's responding, but he's responding with like 1 or 2 word responses. Yeah. Like if he's not asking you questions and engaging, like if it's only one-sided and only I'm asking questions or only I'm trying to continue the conversation on, I don't think he's as interested in you as you might want him to be.
That's a good point. And I feel like you can kind of read that. If you're like constantly asking yourself like, wow, they're taking forever to respond, or I feel like they're really not like interested in texting or talking to me, that's probably a red flag.
The thing about the female mind though is that we'd tell ourselves like, oh, what if he's busy? Like I would make up so many scenarios in my head of someone who just wasn't interested in me texting wise.
Bring somebody else in.
I know, but it is just so hard to admit it. Like even when you really like someone, it's really hard for someone to accept that.
Yeah, that's why I think dating in high school is not.
Yeah, it is. It's just rough. But yeah, you've got to get real with yourself. And if texting is important. It's another form of communication. You're literally having a conversation, but it's just on a phone. I think it's important in dating. I'm not sure if a guy likes me. Does that mean he doesn't?
Well, it could mean he does or doesn't. I feel like there's so much context that we're missing in this. I feel like you can tell if a guy has interest in you or likes you by the way they treat you, one, by the way they, what's the word whenever somebody wants to like...
Pursue?
Yeah, pursue, but also like...
Oh, what are these hand motions?
They like...
Attractive?
No.
What are you doing?
They initiate.
Oh, okay.
Yes, initiate's the word I was thinking of.
Okay.
You can tell by the way they initiate conversation. Initiate conversation, maybe not. But like, do they want to be around you? Do they talk to you? How do they treat you? What do they... How are they acting? I mean... The other question that I know Abby's going to say, you can't ask that. If you guys are going on dates or if you guys, have had some time together, hey, do you like me or are we just friends?
Yeah. Like, what are we doing here? Which is, it's a lot easier said than done. My blanket statement that I'll say is get real with yourself on what you want in a partner, because the way that they act with subject to change on like comfortability levels, like I don't expect Ryan to share his deepest, darkest secret with me on date number 1. But I will say, like, if it's a long process of keeping you guessing and keeping you wondering, and you guys are like hanging out a lot, but you don't know, and these things where it's like, we've been doing this a while now and I'm still confused. I would guard your heart in the fact that, like, then that might creep into a relationship if you get there. Like, I would just be real with yourself on, like, is that what you want in a relationship?
Godly
like,
guys eliminate confusion.
Yes. Like, do you want this feeling within your relationship? And I'm not saying it has to be like that if it starts like that. Like, Ryan texted me to ask me out on our first date, but he is one of the most bold people that I know today. So there is nuance to it. But again, I think you have to trust your gut. Like, we are not dumb human beings, male or female, but especially women are built with this like gut feeling that we just know certain things. Like, we can just sense some things. And I feel like if you're sensing it and you're not willing to ask him, you have to get real with yourself and be like, okay, well, is this confusion something that I'm causing, or I'm like playing up in my head, or has this been a long enough amount of time where I need to get real with myself and be like, no, this guy just isn't what I want, you know?
I can think of myself and 4 of my closest guy friends right now that are all in different stages. One of them's married, one of them is very close to engagement, 2 of them are dating. And I promise you, none of the girls were thinking, wow, I don't know if this guy likes me or not. I don't know what his intentions are.
Yeah, it was very obvious with all of the girls.
Yeah, they all know, because a godly guy that truly likes you and truly wants to pursue you and sees a future with you is not going to have you guessing, or it's like some game or
I think the thing is, though, girls feel like they either won't get that, or they don't deserve that, or that like it's been so long and they haven't received it that they have to like sacrifice that. Yeah. And that's just not the truth. Like, it's just not.
It's going to lead to more heartbreak down the line.
Yeah,
unfortunately. And I don't say that lightly at all.
I firmly believe that the Lord places desires in our heart. And I also believe that not everyone is called to be in a relationship. I think a lot of people are called to singleness. If you're not in a relationship currently, you are called to singleness. So you need to serve that period in your life. But I do think there are some people that are called to singleness for their entire life here on earth.
Yeah.
But
I have a thought to what you said. The Lord, what?
Go ahead.
What was so funny?
Well, I wasn't finished, but
go
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
This is my first time out here.
It's okay.
This is my first time in 2025 podcasting.
Go ahead.
All right. Hey.
Go.
Be nice.
Go.
All right. Now I lost my train of thought.
Oh my God. What I was going to say, okay, you need to serve this period of singleness in your life and yada, 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 this, that, and the other. If the Lord places the desire in your heart for you to be in a relationship, I don't, and you know that desire is placed from God, I don't see why he would not honor that desire if it's placed from God. And maybe, like, I don't know, correct me if that's wrong, but I just feel like if it's placed from God, in his timing, he would either give you contentment if he didn't provide you a spouse. He would give you.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, what do you think then?
Well, here's the thing: is God? Yeah, it might be a godly desire, but that's not a promise to us to be married.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will say, you live in America. You probably go to a Christian school, or someone listen to this. The likelihood of you getting married is really high, but I would flee from the thought of God, because I feel like you can get disappointed in God if he's not delivering on your plan or your desire that you say is from God. The heart is deceitful above all else. Satan is going to try and have a playground in your mind that, oh, God hasn't sent me a guy now, so God is wrong for that. No, here's the thing. The reality of it is you might be single for the rest of your life. But when you get to heaven and you're with God for eternity, you're not going to be thinking about that.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
So I would just steer away from I don't know. Yes, it might be a God-honoring desire or whatnot, but
I think what you said, we were talking about this, is that God is going to, you worded it better, but like God is going to see something through, but it might be on the other side of earth. Like it might be an eternity. It might not be on this earth.
Yeah. So I was reading, I forget where I was reading. It was either Romans or 1 Peter. I was talking about it was in James, how, suffering produces perseverance, and perseverance produces steadfastness, something like that. And it talks about how, in John talks about how like Jesus promises suffering on this earth, and God in his faithfulness will change your perspective in your suffering, but he might not change your suffering. You might still be suffering for whether that's anything. Like it might be a sickness. It could be a physical injury. It could be you can't walk. Like it could be so many different things. And God can heal you in a blink of an eye, but he might not. And the promise though is in Romans, he says, he works all things out for the good for those that love him. So for the ones that love him, his promise might not be on this earth, but the promise always lasts to eternity.
Yeah.
So that promise will always be fulfilled in eternity. So you might still be going through suffering. It might still be really, really hard, but for those that love him, it will be good. It will be used for good.
Yeah. And
suffering on this earth can be used for God's glory. It talks about in 1 Peter.
Yeah. Man, that's good. I mean, I think that's great. I think Paul says that, to tie it back to like the relationship question that we had, like if Paul says that it's better to stay single, like he basically is like, don't get married unless you burn with lust. If you burn with lust, get married.
Yeah.
And I mean, in today's day and age, majority of people get married. Like that's just how it is. But I also think majority of people deeply, deeply desire it. And I also believe that we search for the one, and that's where we get ourselves mixed up. If there are potential suitors that you go out and date, they possess qualities that you think you could have in a potential husband or wife, you go on a couple dates with them, don't overcomplicate it, things get more serious, you start saying, okay, is this someone that I could see raising my children, being like in charge of my finances, like actual legitimate things, like a kind human being, do they love like Jesus loves? Do they treat me? Do they pursue me? All these things? And it's like, yes. Marry them. Yeah. Like marry them. Like, yeah. And I mean, pray over it, of course, but it's very easy to overcomplicate it. But, yeah, that's where we're at on that. Is it weird if I get him flowers?
Yeah, maybe a little.
Ryan.
What?
It's not weird. That's not weird.
That's a little.
You think that's weird? I don't think that's weird. Yeah. I think it depends on the guy. Yeah. I wouldn't get you flowers because I know you don't really like flowers, but
get him like a blizzard or something.
I've dated guys in the past who like flowers.
I mean, I get you flowers, and I don't do it so that I can display them, but I do like having, that in our house. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I might be wrong here, but I don't think majority of guys would probably prefer like a sweet treat or something. Over flowers.
I would say majority of guys probably wouldn't.
Like some candy.
Wouldn't. But me being in the musical theater world, I've talked to a bunch of my guy friends who are like, well, girls always get flowers after shows. I want flowers. So I would say like, it just depends on the guy.
Could get him a golf club.
Okay. Do you overthink things like us girls do? No. No.
Yeah, I think guys. No. I think guys overthink a lot more than you would think, but they don't.
Not in the way we do.
I think they internalize it.
What do you mean?
I think guys overthink in the way of putting pressure on themselves, and they internalize it rather than just like spitting it all out.
Okay, but like, this is tricky. When I am get your fingers out of your mouth, boy.
Got it.
Sorry, if you're listening, Ryan just gnawed on his middle finger. Okay, when she says, do you overthink like us girls do? Like you. Example, okay? I'm texting you and I'm like, I really had fun tonight. And you're like, me too. And I'm like, it was, yeah. And
what a conversation.
And then you're like, yeah, you're a really cool girl. Okay. Yeah. Me as a girl, I would be like, what does he mean by that? You're a really cool girl. Like, is he saying like I'm a cool girl because he views me as like more than a friend, or is he like friend zoning me because he's saying I'm a cool girl? Like, is he saying I'm cool as a compliment to try to be like, oh, I want to compliment her so she knows I like her? Or is she saying I'm a cool girl because cool is like kind of like bro, and bro means like friends? Like, that's legitimately how I would have taken that in dating.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You don't think like that.
No.
I don't think guys think like that.
No, they don't.
So we're different.
Yeah. I think guys are more take it for face value.
What do you mean?
Well, they're more literal. They take things for what they see. Mm-hmm. They don't like try and look under another page, another page that's probably just blank, and you're just writing your own little
Here's the thing I've learned, especially when dating Ryan and like dating seriously, is that guys, stop eating your fingers.
That was abuse.
Okay, guys.
You slap me.
They don't understand these little hints here and there. They need it in bold print. And you being a guy, you don't think that. But me as a girl, that is how I must speak to you in bold print and in obvious ways in order for you to be like, oh, she wants this. Because you take my big and bold as normal, as to where you do something that you think is normal and I think it's the worst thing in the world or the best thing in the world. Like, you know, when we're in conversations and you say, I'm like, do you want to do this? And you're like, sure. I'm like, oh, so you don't want to do it. Oh, because if you really wanted to do it, you would be like, yes, please. Yeah. It's like, it's just different. We make things stereotypically. Girls make things a lot more emotional, a lot bigger than they actually are.
Yeah.
And guys don't. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree with that. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think the answer to your question is no, but I do think that guys, if they really care about the girl, like they'll probably get a little like nervous and maybe like internalize some things and get a little nervous, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't think guys, or less often I feel like guys progress relationships in their mind further than what it actually is.
Yeah.
And actually might be sometimes a little too slow to progress the relationship and initiate that progression.
Yeah. I remember that period when we were dating, actually. We were sitting at dinner and you were like, well, when I was, because I'm 20, or at the time I was 20 and Ryan was 23 or 24. And he was like, well, when I was 20, I thought like this and blah, 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 blah. And like, I'm here now and I'm ready for marriage.
Yeah.
And I just knew, like, your brain was like, oh, well, I'm ready for marriage. But me, when I was 20, like, wasn't ready for marriage.
Yeah.
And I had to look at him and be like, we're different. Like, you and I are two very different human beings. I'm different than you were at 20. And also, we're about a month in. Like, we know we see a future together, but it was like at a month in when we were.
Wow.
Yeah.
We were getting quick.
I mean, we weren't messing around, but also you were really good. And what I was going to bring up is like, honor the season of dating that you are in at that time. Like, yes, keep your focus correct in the way of like, okay, well, you don't just want to date to date. You want to date because you want to have a lasting relationship with each other and hopefully get married. But also, like, let yourself just date the person. Like, have some fun and like date them.
Yeah.
Like, let you being boyfriend and girlfriend be boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, just let it be, you know?
Yeah, I feel like every conversation doesn't have to be about your future and what this looks like.
Kids' names and blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
Just like make fun of each other and go on a walk and like look at trees and stuff.
Balance is the key. Balance is hard because you want to have an urgency of like, okay, well, we don't want to get comfortable and just not, take steps to marriage. But yeah, it's hard. Dating's weird. Ryan and I are so happy we don't ever have to date ever again.
Yeah.
Dating is not fun, in my opinion.
It's not. It's really not.
It's really not. But it's worth it.
It's sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet. You know what's not sweet? Engagement season. Engagement season's hard, but this was about dating, not about being engaged. So, any final parting thoughts to the people of the pod after being gone for so long?
I just missed I miss this. I miss talking to all my friends.
I miss having you here.
I hope everybody comments and tells Abby how much they missed me and how much better the podcast is now that I'm on it again.
Should Ryan be a permanent co-host again? Should we bring it back?
That's the question of the hour.
That's the question.
But I did miss it.
If y'all actually like it, let us know, for real.
Yeah.
We've given them a lot of things to comment on. They're going to be writing novels in the comments.
Like question number 1.
Question number 1. Question number 2. Question number 3.
No, I really did enjoy being back. I hope this is helpful. We pray that this touches somebody, and if there's any sort of wisdom in our teeny little brains, hopefully you got it, and hopefully God spoke through us.
Hey, and a lot of times we answer more of these questions more in depth and a little more on the nail on our Instagrams. Everything's in the description always. Make sure to heart this podcast, recommend it to a friend, and do all the other stuff you're supposed to do as someone who intakes content that I can't remember right now off the top of my head. Subscribe, like, comment. Hey, we love you guys.
Yeah,
Jesus loves you. Thanks for being here. And
peace.
Gotta say it with me.
That's life.
Bye.